What's up, y'all? Peace, light, and love. Want to check in real quick. I'm picking up a lot of heavy energy and everything. And so I was flipping through these cosmic streets and everything. And so we got some energies that's coming up. Of course, we know we got this new moon in Virgo that's coming up, no doubt, right? But then I was also hearing, I got to look into it a little bit deeper about this black moon point that's coming through, right? Which happens every 33 years. And when this happens, this is an auspicious time for us to release these things that's not serving us, right? And so with that, I said, well, let me get a cosmic check-in real quick and everything to see what are the things that we need to look at this particular point, so that when we go looking into this energy that we're about to experience and everything, we'll know how to direct it in a way that's really going to serve us, that's really going to help us along our journey. So let's check in, see what we got. I'm going to pull this tarot deck out, no doubt. Pull a few cards, see what we get with that. And see what message the A-team has for us. Want to give thanks to that A-team. These are all of the auspicious energies, the ancestors, the angels, the archangels, the ascended master, right? The spiritual advisors who come through holding us down through this process we call ascension. We wrong if we ain't giving them no motherfucking gratitude. So let's make sure we doing that, no doubt. The high priestess came through. Now, when this high priestess card comes through, this is a card that really reminds us about trusting our intuition. And when that energy, it comes through, because this high priestess energy, it came through in reverse. So this is all about us like really being in this space of illusion and deception and everything. Spirit wants us to check in on that. Okay, so then what needs to happen? We need to make sure that we recognize this magician energy, because see, magician energy is really, really gangster energy when we tapping into it, no doubt about it. This is make things happen energy and everything, right? But then on the flip side, it's trickster energy, right? It turns into manipulation, cunning, trickery and everything, right? This is where we step into that energy where we working with illusions and everything. And what that does, it kind of saps our energy. It wastes our talent because we caught up in this web of deception. So how we go through that? How we navigate in that? The strength card comes through. Now, when this strength card comes through, it's reminding us about our vulnerability and everything, because that strength card is coming through. That comes through in reverse as well. When that comes through in reverse, this is more pointing to that energy. We need to recognize that the strength is what we need to really tap into so that we can move past that energy of self-doubt and everything. Opening our hearts up to vulnerability and everything, right? Not really calling attention to our weakness and everything and things like that, right? Because it lowers our self-esteem. And we really want to be in this place where we really bigging ourselves up, no doubt about that. This is what's going to help us to really increase our confidence so that we can feel adequate in any situation, feeling confident that we'll be able to handle that shit and come out victorious, no doubt, right? Because at the very end of the day, see, when we ain't doing that, this is when we move into that 10 of Cups energy that shows up in reverse. See, we're getting a lot of these cards that could really be empowering cards, right? And these, I'm talking like major arcana cards that we moving towards, right? But see, this 10 of Cups, this is about being emotionally fulfilled and everything, right? And see, when we ain't trusting ourselves, when we ain't really recognizing the real for what it is, right? Making sure that we in this space where we are in our true authenticity, right? This is when we tapping into that vulnerability and everything. This is when we move into that energy of the 10 of Cups, because see, when we ain't doing that, when we in this well but deception and everything, this is when that 10 of Cups energy, it comes through in reverse. When it's in reverse, it's all about us being in this unhappy space, right? Where we ain't feeling fulfilled in our life and everything. Dreams being shattered and everything. We living in this nightmare type state where we feel like shit is just happening to us and not for us, right? And so that 10 of Cups energy is coming through in a powerful way, but it's coming through in a way because now the cards is showing up in reverse, right? But the energy that it's expressing is just reminding us like where that North Star is, right? And that North Star is our direction that we're going. The direction that we're going is for happiness, for fulfillment and everything, right? Because this is when you tap into that energy, when you become in alignment, right? With realizing your dreams and and everything, because you got to move into the vibration of positivity and optimism and everything. This is what aligns you to that prosperity vibration. But you got to be in that space of truly trusting your intuition and everything. See, when that high priestess shows up, they really want us to move into this space of inner knowing. See, when you know yourself, you trust yourself and everything. You got a lot of spiritual insight. You can see things before they going down and everything, because you've been there, you've done that. You got the t-shirt and everything. You trust your intuitive nudges and everything, right? You can hear your spirit guys tapping you on your shoulder, letting you know what time it is and whatever, what have you. This is what helps you in tapping into that magician energy that we're struggling to tap into. And this is what opens our hearts up to help us in being vulnerable and everything. Because our vulnerability, baby, that's where our strength is at and everything. And so Hanneman is coming through, checking in, bringing this message for us. It just occurred to me that this is his business. He talking. You understand what I'm saying? Checking in to bring that message of making sure that we trust in ourselves out here in these streets, because there's a lot of trickster energies out here in these streets that will talk you out of your damn position, family. But if we stay in our strength, in our truth and everything, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we ain't caring about how somebody is receiving it or what it is. Our truth is our truth. This is what's going to put us into this space of fulfillment, of happiness, right? This is where we go get into our energy of being content and everything. Because when you find yourself in spaces where you ain't really content, this is because you ain't really living in your truth. Spirit is coming through. Hanneman is coming through, reminding you about the importance of being in your truth. Now, I hope that was helpful for you. Peace and light. Peace and love.